Hello, plant friends. As some of you may know, last weekend was the 42nd International Aroid Show. This was in Miami, Florida. It was hosted by the International Aroid Society, and it is the event for us Aroiders. I flew in from Los Angeles. Thankfully, I was able to get some time off work, and it was awesome. It was absolutely amazing. All right, this is me walking to the place where they're selling plants. Let's see what I can find. So this was the 42nd show and by far the biggest show ever. I don't think that comes as a surprise considering the big resurgence and boom of the Aroid hobby this year. So the sales day, or at least the sales morning and the sales area was very, very chaotic. I think it's pretty unavoidable considering that there were that many people there and everyone was rushing to get the premium plants for their collections. I think if you've ever been to any of the major orchid shows in the US where some of these the special vendors or Aroid vendors go, I think the situation's pretty similar, so I don't think that was a big surprise for anyone. So there were quite a few vendors from Ecuador. I think Genera and Equiflora were both there. I believe there was one vendor from Thailand. I wasn't really impressed with the Thailand vendors' prices. I felt that the sellers from Ecuador, Equiflora, Genera, I thought their prices were pretty standard for what they offer. I think the good thing was that even though the prices were pretty standard and the same, people could go around and actually look at the plants and get a selection before purchase, which isn't something that is normally done. I think that the hobbyists that came looking for really, really rare plants or unicorns, plants that they couldn't find anywhere else, I think that they were probably a little bit disappointed. I think that a lot of the these super rare plants, such as like Variegated Addisonii or Obliqua or Spiritus Sancti, they weren't a part of the show. They were, I guess, on the periphery if you visited special nurseries or collections or you knew people. There were some around, but they weren't part of the main event. So there were a vendors area, and there was also this area where different collectors put their plants that were on sale. I thought that was fun. In the center of the room was a collection of plants that were for a show or a competition. They were cool. I think there were a lot of really funky, really huge anthuriums, and obviously I love anthuriums. So it was really fun going around. They were just really big. So I think that the winner of the plant competition, at least first prize or best of show, was a large tortum. Yeah, it was really big. Great condition. As you can see, all the leaves are just pristine, which is pretty hard considering the size. So yeah, very, very beautiful, very impressive plant. So after the morning of sales, there were a few lectures or talks on Aroids. I unfortunately was not able to make it. I had to do a few things back at my Airbnb, so unfortunately I wasn't there. If any of you guys who are watching were there or listened, and you guys have some comments or anything to say about the lectures or basically anything else, please, leave a comment below. Also, if you're enjoying this content so far, please like, subscribe, comment below, and hit that bell icon so that you don't miss out on my future videos. So the evening of the 21st was the banquet and main auction. So the banquet actually, I think originally was in a smaller venue, and that sold out. So they had to move the event to a larger venue to accommodate all the people that were going. So that was great. I'm super glad that they were able to do that, and I think that everyone was, who went to the banquet was glad to be a part of it. So the main speaker for the banquet was Jay Vanini, and he gave a really amazing talk about basically the history of our hobby, and also he shared his experiences as an Aroid collector and explorer, and he also shared some of his Anthurium hybrids, which, wow. So that was great. That was really humbling, I feel, for a lot of the people who went. It just kind of showed us, where this hobby was and the effort and time that went into it to keep it alive and where it is now. I mean, where do you think all our plants came from? Someone had to go out there and explore and identify. I mean, it's amazing how these pioneers of our field, what they did to take us to where we are. I mean, we have trouble identifying plants now, as opposed to, think about, trekking through the jungles, and it's like, what is this thing that we're even looking at? Amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So the night ended with an auction. And I didn't film a lot of the auction, but I did capture some footage of the final plant that was auctioned. So I'll just let the footage roll. So Alex, who is Spellbound Plants on Instagram, won, the plant of the auction, which is a Philodendron Chardonnay, and it was big. it was pretty big, and packing it in a box took us, I'd say, close to 2 hours. Yeah, but it got home safely, so that's great. So Sunday was, I think, much less of an eventful day, even though it was part of the show weekend. Not that much was going on. I think the morning, the sales area was open again, and whatever that was left over was offered at a discounted price. I think a lot of people went to the Fairchild's garden to just walk around, also to hang out with friends. So with this event being at the Fairchild's Botanical Garden, it was awesome to walk around and basically just look at all the amazing plants. I think from a social standpoint, this event was a huge success. I went for the sole purpose of just having fun and hanging out with friends, meeting new friends, meeting the friends I've made on Instagram and Facebook across the country. And I thought that the event fulfilled that, perfectly. It was really a privilege meeting some of the bigwigs, the people who really started this hobby, really keeping this hobby alive before this resurgence. And they are the ones that, put this event together. They are the ones that were running around, really making people feel welcome. Like I said, organizing the event. This is an entirely a volunteer effort on most of their parts, which is really amazing. So what are my take-home points or memorable thoughts about the event? I think one, really a privilege to see the legends, or the real legends and the pioneers of our field. They were so enthusiastic to have new blood and young blood and millennials getting into this hobby that's really been their passion for most of their lives. So they were so warm and welcoming. I think second is I loved the social element of this hobby. I think that if you're into Aroids and obviously we're all into it for the plants and the beauty, but if you're just like neglecting the social aspect of this hobby, I think you're really missing out on the full potential that that this hobby can provide in terms of joy and fun. I think a lot, like I said, a lot of us, especially me, went over there to this show for the social aspect of it. I mean, I flew 5 hours to go over there to meet people and have fun, and it was absolutely really wonderful, and no regrets at all. The third thing is that I have great hopes for this show moving forward. I believe that every year it's just going to get bigger and bigger, and I'm hoping that more and more people get involved with the Aroid Society and with the show. And I hope more people go every year and spend more time there. And I hope that I get to meet more and more people every year. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell button to not miss any of my future episodes. As always, till next time, happy planting.